call the regular City Council for Morganton, North Carolina, March 1st, 2021 to order. Normally, we reserve the first few minutes for public comment. Kelly Russell, has anyone signed up for public comments? No, sir. We'll move right into the business. I'm going to ask Councilman Chris Hawkins if he'll lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. If you'll please rise, stand. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Call on our City Attorney Louis Vindi to lead us in an invocation, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Let us pray. Our great and gracious God, we ask humbly for your blessing on this meeting and on all those who are present here, whether elected officials or city employees or members of the public, and also for all those watching at home. Let this meeting be a time for the good and positive coming together of our community, for the betterment of our city, for the meeting of the needs of its people, and let it be proof of what we can do together. We ask especially your blessing on and ask that you provide guidance for all those who present or speak about the issues that we face tonight, and particularly for those on the council who are asked to vote upon and make decisions. Amen.
Thank you, Louis. Next is an introduction of council. To my far right, Wendy Cato, my Mayor Pro Tem, Chris Jernigan, City Council, Louis Vindi, City Attorney. I'm Ronnie Thompson, your Mayor, Sally Sandy, our City Manager, Butch McSwain, City Council, Chris Hawkins, City Council. We have for our interpreters for the deaf community, Danette Stellman Bridges and Ernie Williams IV, and Kelly Russell will be our recording secretary. We have our first item of business is a retirement resolution for Ronnie South. I'd like to read that resolution, please. Whereas Ronnie South was employed by the City of Morganton as a truck driver in the Public Works and Street Department on October 10th, 2005, transferred to Distribution and Collection Systems Operator in the Water Resources Department on April 16th, 2007, promoted to Senior Distribution and Collection Systems Operator on July 6, 2019, and whereas Ronnie South has faithfully served the City of Morganton in the Public Works and Water Resources Departments and has given of his time and efforts for the benefit of the citizens of the City of Morganton for 15 years and 4 months, and whereas Ronnie South retired from the City of Morganton as a Senior Distribution and Collections Systems Operator in the Water Department on March 1st, 2021, and whereas Ronnie South has been a tremendous asset to the city in providing professional, prompt, and courteous customer service to the citizens at all hours of the day and through all types of weather, and whereas the Morganton City Council wishes to officially recognize the contributions of Ronnie South and express their appreciation for a job well done. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the City of Morganton that the Mayor present this resolution to Ronnie South, adopted this the first day of March 2021. Ronnie Thompson, Mayor, Sally Sandy, City Clerk. Do I have a motion to accept this resolution?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. I'll ask Councilman Butch McSwain if he'll present that resolution. Ronnie, if you'll come forward.
Come on over here, Ronnie. We want you on camera.
Let me get out of that.
On behalf of the mayor and the council and the citizens of Morganton, thank you for your years of service. And I sincerely hope that your retirement years are wonderful, healthy, and long. So, thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ronnie, we'd like for you to say a few words, Ronnie, if you would, please.
Okay. I appreciate Brad, all of you supported this
and Ronnie Suttles, Will Ellis, and Trey Price. They've helped me a lot through the years, and we've had it rough and we've had it tough. And I appreciate Kathy Anthony for helping my retirement. Thank you all.
Ronnie, thanks so much.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Thank you, Ronnie.
God bless you. Thanks.
We have 2 service pins to award. I'm not sure that they have shown up. We'll get those service pins to them. Billy Costner in Electric, who is a lead line clearing crew of 20 years, and Mike Faust in Recreation Aquatic Supervisor for 20 years. Next on our agenda, I'm going to call on our City Manager, Sally Sandy, to make a special introduction.
So tonight, it's with pleasure that I get to introduce you to Kate Setzer, who is the newly named Assistant Finance Director for the City of Morganton, and would ask tonight that we recognize her as the Deputy Finance Officer so that she can carry out those duties in Jesse's absence.
Do we need we don't need a motion or any action?
We just have to present her and name her that, and then we are in compliance.
Okay, congratulations.
Okay.
Next, we have a Courthouse Square project update. I'll call on Sharon Jablonski. Sharon, I've had some questions if we're looking for bodies up at the courthouse with all the digging.
New. But with all the rain, there's still a chance, I'm telling you. I am going to hope that Chad is going to bring up some pictures for me for the slide. Can y'all see? Nope.
Here it is.
Here we go.
Got it? Okay. So you can see all the mess now. This is exciting. So I've taken a number of phone calls. People are just really blown away by it. You know, once the steel went in and the stage top, if you will, what they call is glue lamb, I kept going, what is glue lamb? And my husband finally explained to me it's glued laminate together, which becomes very pressed wood, and it's, or, you know, it looks like wood. It's that curvature. So the steel is complete now. And there you can see the stage, and to the side of it, I'm looking myself to the right. They're having a lot of issues with the backfill right now because obviously the dirt is just so wet. But you will see the roof line go on. It does not extend all the way to the ends, but it does. It covers, if you will, where those wooden pieces are. It'll be a brown piece. You really won't notice it, but obviously that's for rain protection for presenters and stuff. The flooring will go on soon on the stage itself. Just another shot so that you can see the size of it. To the right of your screen where you see, I'm not sure what piece of equipment that is that will actually be the seating area. You know, it will be the paved seating area. And then, of course, out front will be more pavers, and then you go into the grass line. They are, even with the rain, able to at least work on the building of it. But as you can see, they keep trying to infill all around there. They've had to bring in, a lot of people have asked me why gravel. I'll say gravel for lack of a better word. It's really very fine dust, if you will, gravel type dust. It's because the dirt is so wet, and they're trying to stay ahead of it. Let me go back one. Yeah. I'm just kidding, I don't want to go back. There. You can see the rock wall a little bit going in there. It'll go around, and then there'll be a different type of base that will go where the restrooms are. So just to let you know, the rock masons, as you can tell, continue. Had a lot of compliments on the rock wall. Very, very pleased with it. Told you about the roof. The flooring will go on soon. Electric and water continue. A lot of electric continues that you don't see. They are able to work inside the building that you can't see right now, but they're putting the walls up and all that. The main thing that I wanted to tell you, and didn't even get a chance to give Sally a heads up, so I asked them the other day in our construction meeting, could they realistically tell me our timeline at this point? And so basically they're 30 days behind on the site, which is to be expected. They're really on time as far as the building goes because, again, they can work, it's under shelter now, and they can continue to work on it. But the site itself, which means we're more into summer. Obviously, with COVID, it doesn't really affect TGIF right now, but it does affect the landscaping. So yes, I do want to make it clear, we are going to put trees up at the largest size that we can that will safely grow. The ash trees had just lived their 50 years of life up there, and the ones we pulled down were beyond dead. The limbs just kept dropping. So we want to put in something that's going to grow to be as beautiful as what was there, and hopefully will last a good 50 years. So we're working on that. There will be absolutely gorgeous landscaping, some beautiful artwork that's going to go in. So just keep watching. You can look on the city website and stay up to date on what's going on. And of course, there's cameras out there. So I think there's a live feed that you get to by the city website as well.
Any questions for Sharon? It's a great update. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay. Next on our agenda is a College Street redesign presentation, notice of a public meeting. Sally, are you going to do that?
I think Philip is.
Philip
gonna
Luck could do, if you'll make that presentation.
Mayor, members of council, so we have a short presentation that will run tonight and then will be played again at a virtual public meeting that we will have on March 16th. But this is a project, as you are familiar with the Greater Hickory Metropolitan Planning Organization, we have locally assisted.
CDBG.
CDBG. It's LAP. It's locally administered projects, and so this is one of those projects. We applied for a grant, and it's through the FHWA. The money ultimately comes through FHWA through the local MPO. And so this is a grant that is $3.3 million, of which we will match 20%. And it is a redesign of College Street to make a connection from North Green Street all the way along College Street to Fleming. And then ultimately, once we were able to cross Fleming, then we would tap into the state properties that have school science and math, school for the deaf, Broughton, and those facilities. The really nice thing about this project is that it also connects into the downtown Greenway connector, where you see construction going on currently, and will tie into the remainder of the Catawba River Greenway system. So we submitted this grant. It's been a couple years in the making. I think we submitted it just after I started here. It just takes time to work through that process. We are currently at 25% designs, and then we will be converting that to 100% designs in the next phase. And from that point, we will go out to, just similar to how we did the downtown Greenway connector, we will go out to bid for construction. That has been moved. It was originally, I think, set for 2022. It has been moved to 2024 with the funding issues with the DOT. So with that, we have as the concept for the redesign, and it will include a larger, if you've been out to Freedom Park and you see that width of the new pavement is 12 feet, it will include a 12-foot path as well as sidewalks on the other side of the street. And then it will also have medians protected where we can, which is really from North Green Street to Union Street, because it's a wider section there. We had to get really creative going from Union Street to the bridge because of the right-of-way is much narrower there. And then from the bridge down, back down to Fleming, it widens back out. And so you'll see that in this presentation. And then we will have the public meeting. At the public meeting will be via WebEx, as well as we will have staff here in this facility to answer questions, to show the maps and the cross sections and everything that's going to happen. And if there's any questions, there'll be a multitude of ways that you can get to us, either through that public meeting. We will also offer one-on-one meetings if you are unable to make the meeting in person or unable to attend via WebEx. And then we also have mechanisms where you can submit questions and we'll respond to those questions as well.
And we have the maps already on display in the lobby, and they'll be there for the next 2 weeks.
Yes, ma'am, those are out there.
Any questions for Philip? Philip, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Next on our agenda is,
Is that a presentation?
we got a presentation.
We hope.
This presentation is coming.
Okay.
Use it.
The College Street redesign is a City of Morganton-managed transportation improvement project. The project will make improvements to College Street, which is a city-owned street, between US 70 or West Fleming Drive and North Carolina Route 181 or North Green Street. College Street is currently a 2 to 6 lane road. Sidewalks are present in many but not all locations. Once completed, this project will repurpose the existing College Street from a multi-lane roadway to a 2-lane roadway with a proposed 12-foot multi-use path on one side of the road and 5-foot sidewalk on the other. The city is soliciting public input on all elements of the preliminary designs. All comments received will be considered equally. There are 4 ways you can submit your comment. At the virtual public meeting on March 16, 2021, by completing a short survey available on the city's project website, by leaving written comments at City Hall, or by contacting the city's project manager by email or phone. The contact information will be shown again at the end of this presentation. Written comments are the easiest for us to receive. We are asking that you submit comments by April 13th, 2021. All comments will be reviewed and considered in the development of the project's final design. This project was identified in previous studies. The city's 2018 Comprehensive Recreation Master Plan recommended a new greenway connection on College Street from North Green Street to West Fleming Drive. The 2018 Downtown Vision Plan ranked the College Street multimodal connector in the top 10 most important projects for the next 5 years. These prior studies have guided the preliminary design for College Street that is being presented. The purpose or goal of the project is to improve bicycle and pedestrian connectivity and safety in, to, and through downtown Morganton. This project is consistent with the city's plans and will accomplish the city's goal to extend the bikeway and pedestrian system to West Fleming Drive, where future planned greenways would connect to the Broughton and State Property Campus, as recommended in the 2018 Comprehensive Recreation Master Plan. This project is 1.3 miles in length from West Fleming Drive to North Green Street. It is being designed as a best fit scenario to accomplish the city's multimodal goals and minimize the need for additional right-of-way. Minimizing modifications to the existing city bridge over the Norfolk Southern Railroad is also an important consideration. College Street would be reconstructed with 2 travel lanes at a minimum of 10 feet in width with curb and gutter. The design is retaining existing roadway pavement to the extent practical. A 5-foot concrete sidewalk is proposed on one side of the road and a separated 12-foot multi-use path on the other. Existing College Street pedestrian crossings will be modernized with new striping, ADA curb ramps, and pedestrian-actuated signals where appropriate. At North Green Street, West Union Street, West Meeting Street, West Concord Street, and West Fleming Drive. The proposed roundabout at College Street would likewise include pedestrian and bicycle crossings. Additional pedestrian crossings will be added to College Street and are proposed at the following intersections: North Terrace Place, West McDowell Street, Heron Street, and Oak Grove Street. The city is considering the removal of the traffic signal at West Concord Street and would welcome your feedback on this item. The proposed multi-use path will connect to the downtown Greenway connector on the north side of North Green Street. The proposed path would remain on the northeast side of College Street, adjacent to the string of city recreation facilities between King Street and College Street, including Asian Gardens, Gene Turner Park, College Street Recreation Center, and Martha's Park. The multi-use path will need to cross College Street to align with future Greenway plans southeast of West Fleming Drive to access the Broughton and State Property campus. The preliminary designs propose the Greenway will cross College Street at West Meeting Street. You are encouraged to review the public meeting maps in more detail and submit questions or comments about the preliminary designs. You may review the public meeting map online at the city website, www.morgantonnc.gov/College Street, or by visiting City Hall at 305 East Union Street, Suite A100, where the public meeting map will be available for review in the lobby. If viewing online, you may download the PDF to your computer or view it in your web browser. You will likely find it necessary to zoom into specific areas along College Street that you are interested in reviewing. The public meeting map uses bright colors that contrast with the underlying aerial picture to clearly show what proposed improvements might look like. As you review the public meeting map, refer to the map legend located in the upper left and lower right corners of the map to learn what the different colors on the map refer to. Some of the major components for the College Street redesign public meeting map include existing right-of-way, shown as a deep green, the proposed sidewalk, shown as a pale yellow, the proposed 12-foot multi-use path is pink, and proposed landscape buffers are light green. Another feature of the public meeting map are the typical sections located along the bottom of the map. The typical sections are keyed to the map and depict what the proposed design may look like at street level. All views are to the south. This project is designed to have minimal impacts, though some new right-of-way may need to be obtained. The right-of-way limits shown on the public meeting map are preliminary and subject to change. Impacts to utilities and stormwater will be avoided to the greatest extent possible and any conflicts resolved and restored. The project is expected to benefit the health of the community by providing access to safe, active transportation alternatives. The College Street redesign project is locally administered and paid for by the North Carolina Department of Transportation and the City of Morganton. The city is currently preparing preliminary design plans. An environmental document will be completed in the summer of 2021, and final designs are expected in the fall of 2021. The NCDOT State Transportation Improvement Program, or STIP, includes this project as project number EB-5978. Based on the STIP, right-of-way acquisition would begin in 2022 and construction would begin in 2024. This schedule is subject to change. The total project cost is estimated at $3,312,000. 80% of the project is funded by federal transportation funds and the remaining 20% by the City of Morganton. Following the public comment period, design of the project will continue. Public comments will be considered as the plans become finalized. This presentation is available on the city's website in addition to the public meeting map. Additional project materials and resources are also available at the website. Please visit the project website at www.morgantonnc.gov/College Street and provide your feedback in writing by April 13, 2021 by completing the short survey questionnaire on the website or by contacting the city's project manager. Alternately, you may visit the City Hall lobby at 305 East Union Street, Suite A100, to view the public meeting map and leave written comments. All reasonable accommodations will be made to provide you with the materials and information you need to review this project. For any material request, or if you would like to schedule an appointment to review the maps with city staff, please contact the project manager, Philip Lookadoo, by phone 828-438-5260 or email plookadoo@morgantonnc.gov. Thank you for your interest in the College Street redesign project.
Great presentation. So Sally, the public input meeting will be held here in City Council on March 16th. So
Correct, at 5:30 PM. And normally, we wouldn't show this presentation like this. It would be safe for that day. But in the world we're in and hoping to get more of this out to people, because this is a large project, and it's going to be sweeping the changes that are going to happen. So we really want people to participate and give us the input. I can also tell you that the property along College Street, those property owners have been notified by a direct mail piece as well.
Okay. Thank you so much. Great presentation. We have a pre-recorded Electric Cities Awards. Chad, if you'll do that, please.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for allowing me to present these Public Power Awards of Excellence through this video this evening. You know, I tell you what, as we look back on 2020, we'll have to say it was a year of first, as we quickly have to pivot to adapt to the pandemic that was thrown at us and all the other issues that we dealt with in 2020. And I must admit, this is a first for me to do a video and present the Public Power Awards of Excellence. Mr. Mayor, City Council, I just want to express my thanks for allowing Sally Sandy, Brooks Kirby, and recently Dan Brown, who just rolled off our board of directors after 6 years of service. I tell you what, having their input and thought with the Eastern Agency, Agency 1, board of directors is invaluable. So I want to say thank you for allowing them to continue to participate in our committees and various boards of commissioners. As we look at, you know, what we accomplished in 2020, I will tell you, you guys have done a fantastic job in adapting to this new environment that was thrown at us. And we've got 3 awards that we want to present to you all tonight. The first one is in the area of the value of public power. When we think about public power, I tell you what, one of the hallmarks of public power is low, reliable power, but also with the output from the Catawba Nuclear Station, that's a carbon-free asset. And we're starting to focus more and more on telling that story to the communities that we serve with the 19 members of Agency 1. Also, as you guys continue to adapt to changes, using so many different medias to be able to talk to your customers and tell your stories about what's going on, some of the fantastic things that are going on in the communities, some of the recent job announcements that you've gotten in your community, and being able to tell stories about line workers. So you use all of those different channels to communicate with folks that like to be communicated with in a different way. And I especially like the stories that I think you call them your show and tells, where you get your linemen and you do videos just like this with them and let them tell their stories, because it's that connection to the community, living in the community, going to church, to schools, social events in the communities. Those are the men and women that live in your community and are most connected to your community. And doing those show and tells really does personalize what's going on in the community. Also, the other media channels that you use to report and talk to the customers during outages, so folks know, you know, what happened, why the power's out, and when can they expect to have their power restored, is critical in this day and time in which everybody is so connected to so much information. And most times they just want to know, you know, it's not that they're upset about how long it's going to take before the power comes back on. It's just they want to know, hey, is my power going to be out? And for how long? And then I can plan. So using the social media channels that you all use to communicate when there's issues going on and what folks can expect is another fantastic way of continuing to talk about the story and the value of public power. Also, I saw the article in the Morganton News Herald where you actually announced the awards here. That was a fantastic article that you did. So I'm going to shift and go and talk about workforce. This is an area that has been near and dear to all of us, quite frankly, probably over the last 5-7 years, as we really started looking at the workforce and the things that were changing in our workforce with retirement a lot of young folks starting to come in the workforce, and you all recognizing that and putting a conscious effort on workforce, competitive compensation, development of employees so that they can advance through their career, and especially as it comes to linemen. You know, these men and women are very proud of the job they do. They are truly professionals. When you go out in the field and watch these men and women work, it is unbelievable at the professionalism that they show when they're out there doing their job. But they want to have a career. They want to have a career where they can provide for their families. And I know you all recognize the importance of that. We've been able to stop some of the losing linemen that you were losing over the last couple of years. In fact, I think in 2020, you didn't have one resignation. You didn't lose one person in 2020. And that is an accomplishment in and of itself. But being able to put those training programs in place so that a man or a woman can continue to advance through their career, get the appropriate pay for those advancements, and provide for their family. That's what's important to them. So you guys have done a fantastic job in Morganton in putting together competitive pay and a training curriculum that's going to allow these line workers to continue to move through their career. The last one is wholesale power cost. And I will tell you, over the last many years here, we had to endure several wholesale rate increases over a series of many years back to back. But we've been able to turn things now. We've been able to have some working capital at the agency level that we've been able to free up and give back to the communities in a time that it was very much needed. We've been able to hold wholesale rates constant. The outlook here for the next 2 or 3 years looks very positive. We're going to be talking about wholesale rates here at the upcoming Agency 1 Rate Committee here just in a couple weeks. But the outlook there looks good as well. But as you all focus on the wholesale rate component of it, you also then have the attention to the retail rates, making sure that for some of the successes that I said earlier that you've had with attracting some of the new businesses into Morganton, you've got a competitive industrial rate that you can put on the table, and you can attract that business to Morganton, which is a fantastic place to live, and provide them with competitive power. So fantastic job with your rates. Also, some of the things that you're doing with LED lighting, a lot of the older lights as they begin to burn out, being able to convert those to LED, that makes it more efficient. The lighting is actually better. It uses less power, so you're saving money when you do those kind of things. Also, the energy efficiency programs that you offer the customers in their homes to be able to go in and change out things like air conditioning, heat pumps, hot water tanks, all those kinds of things that allow a homeowner that had an older, less efficient appliance be able to put in a new, more efficient appliance is ways to help the homeowner and residential customers save money. So once again, I just want to say congratulations, Morganton. Fantastic job in 2020. It looks like hopefully we'll keep our fingers crossed here, but right now we're making plans to hold our 2021 annual conference in person. So if things don't turn bad on us here, which we don't anticipate they will, with the vaccines rolling out and the number of cases going down, we're cautiously optimistic that we're going to be able to see folks face to face. And I really do look forward to seeing everybody. And again, congratulations on your 2020 Public Power Awards of Excellence.
Thank you so much. I will ask Brooks Kirby to come forward and ask Councilman Chris Hawkins if he'll make a presentation.
Well, it truly is an honor to be able to present this award, winning in 3 different areas. Brooks, thank you to you and the electric department for all you do in keeping our power going. The outages, all the work that Ethan Smith has done in notifying customers about the outages, and Ethan and Chad with all the video work that you do and have done over the past year, and also to Russ Shear. I'm not sure where Russ is, but the workforce development piece and for the training and the compensation piece that we've been able to put together, and not losing any linemen in 2020. That's amazing, especially looking at where we were about 12 to 18 months ago. I'm going to just quickly read this plaque. It says, Public Power Award of Excellence, presented with honor to Morganton for exceptional achievements in the areas of value of public power, wholesale power cost, workforce development. And one of the things I quickly learned when I became part of council is what a great team we have here in Morganton. I think this award exemplifies the teamwork that we have here in our city. Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
I'll give you that plaque.
Appreciate it so much. If I may, I just want to acknowledge that this is the first-time award for the city, and without several departments working together, we would not have accomplished it. As Chris mentioned, both Chad and Ethan and Russ and several other people, including Sally and Sonja, helped us to get this together, and it just took us all working together. And I sure do am humbled and very proud to accept this award for the city of Morganton.
Brooks, Ethan, Chad, thank you so much for your efforts. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next on our agenda is some upcoming events in downtown, the ACC Chili Drive-Thru, Thursday, March the 11th from 11:30 to 1 at the Community House. Have we got a video on that? Yes. Here we come.
Oh, no.
ACC Drive-Thru Chili Fundraiser presented by Farm Bureau Insurance. For $7, enjoy a bowl of delicious meat or vegetarian chili, cornbread, salad, dessert, and drink. This ACC event will be a slam dunk featuring food, prizes, and games. Thursday, March 11th at the Courtyard at the Morganton Community House in downtown Morganton.
Is there a special drive-through that people need to pay attention on March the 11th in that area? I'll ask, please, Abby, if you'll come forward, because I think there's some special driving directions that people may want to really pay attention to.
Yes, we have a map on downtownmorganton.com if you want to look at it in more detail, but we are asking that people come in to pick up their chili, take College Street and turn into the parking lot there at Martha's Park, drive up toward King Street in the Community House going by the Lutheran Church, and then taking a right onto King Street. And you'll place your order, and then pickup will be right out in front of the Community House. So, and again, that map is on downtownmorganton.com's website.
Thanks. Any questions for Abby? A great event. Please show up. Thank you.
It's going to be fun. It is, promise.
Next on our agenda is an Easter egg hunt, which Morganton Parks and Recreation will host. It's a drive-through Easter bag event on Friday, March 26th from 4 to 7 at the College Street Recreation Center. I'll ask Rob, do you want to come forward and give us any more? Is it going to be sort of like the Halloween situation we had?
Yes, Mayor and Council, it will be. We were very successful with that event, and we've kind of mirrored this one just like it. So we hope, we'll bring people up through and under the eve at College Street Rec, and then let them pass right on out.
Any age restrictions on getting your Easter egg basket? I mean,
I can bring you one if you would like. Save one for
Rob knows me so well. Thank you, Rob. Just asking.
Yeah, we kind of set it up just like we do with the outside event. It's usually like 12 and under.
Well, then some people will qualify. I understand.
That's right.
Thank you so much. Okay, next on our agenda, Municipal Power Agency number 1 update. Sally?
I think we just had that from Roy.
And on our consent agenda, I believe we have 8 items, if you'll cover those items.
We do, and would ask that the council adopt those in one motion unless someone would like one removed and discussed separately. For those of you viewing at home, we have minutes, 3 sets, for a special meeting held on January the 22nd, for a regular meeting held on February 1, and a closed session held at the February 1st meeting. We also have consideration of an entity certificate of resolution to do business with TD Bank. The participation in the 21-22 urban archery season, entering into the third year of our audit contract of a 5-year contract with Elliott Davis. That's in the amount of $39,750. Extending the CARES Act COVID leave from March 1st through June 30th, 2021. Updating pay ranges in the 1/3 review of the city positions. 2 budget amendments, one for the Downtown Greenway project, and this is really just reallocating money within the project fund, does not change the total project amount, and that amount is moving $797,160 for paving for that project. And then finally, appropriating $7,250 out of public safety drug enforcement money that comes from seizures that we have. That will be used to do a service weapon replacement for public safety.
Do any members of council wish to have any items removed from the consent agenda? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion to approve consent agenda.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next on our agenda is a public hearing and consideration of an economic development agreement and administrative costs for building reuse grant for Project Glides. Public hearing is now open. Would anyone like to speak in favor of the public hearing?
Would you like me to give just a quick summary?
If you would, please.
Okay. So this is for a project referred to as Project Glides. It is for the expansion of an industry that is currently located in town. We are expecting a capital investment of about $10 million and the creation of 80 new jobs associated with this project. Burke Development has asked the City of Morganton and Burke County to work together, and I believe the county has already held their public hearing for this project. The county is applying for a building reuse grant with the Department of Commerce for $500,000 to help toward this upfit. The city and the county would each share the administrative cost of that, which is $25,000, so $12,500 each. The Western Piedmont Council of Governments would administer that grant as they do all of our building reuse grants. And then finally, tonight, considering a local economic development incentive agreement that would be for the new capital investment that becomes taxable with this project for a 5-year consecutive years beginning fiscal year 22-23. We would help the company by refunding basically 50% of those taxes paid, which would go to help reimburse for the cost associated with the expansion.
Thank you, Sally. Does anyone wish to speak in favor of this economic development agreement?
Thank you, John.
Come forward, identify yourself, and
My name is John Jockenin. My partner and I, Edward Pfeiffer, started E.J. Victor Furniture 31 years ago. We bought the old Butex plant on Wamsutta Mill Road. We share that property with, to our east, Meritor Corporation. We're the mill plant, 190,000 square feet, roughly 155 employees. And to our west is the Ecornes plant. I'm in all favor of expanding industry in Burke County because it's good for Morganton, but also don't want to do our current employees and our board of directors a disservice of totally blocking us in for future expansion. For those of you that know the property, it's bordered on the southern border by government property. There's a fence that goes along all those 3 factories. And as I understand it, while I have not seen any plans, I don't want it to impact the ability for our factory, E.J. Victor, to grow in the future. We've not been given any plans of how that potential could happen. Hopefully it wouldn't, but we would like to have the opportunity to review it and to have future consideration when we come to the board for expansion of product, of employees, to be considered, not only for purchasing some property from the city, but also participating in any future financial grants. Thank you for listening. Again, my partner and Edward and all of our board of directors, thank you for consideration.
Thank you, John. Anyone else like to speak in favor or for the project?
Do you want Philip to address the
I'd like-
expansion area?
Philip, would you expand on the expansion area?
Obviously, I can say that for any future expansion or anything that E.J. Victor or any other of our local companies, the city is always happy to work with you on development agreements for that, and would be glad to do that.
We just don't want to be landlocked.
Understand. And this is actually happening on property that Burke County owns.
Philip?
So the plans that we have seen thus far show the building expanding. So if you're coming from Wamsutta Mill Road and would continue on with the direction that the building currently is constructed, and it would expand it by, I think it's 150,000 square feet towards the Catawba River, if that's I guess the closest landmark, and it would attach to the existing building and expand, because there's some areas that environmentally sensitive that they have to look at from a floodplain perspective that they have to miss. But I think they do that by attaching to that building. I don't know. I don't have exact distances that it encompasses, but it's roughly 150,000 square feet.
Any questions for Philip? Philip, thanks.
Thank you.
Anyone else like to speak? Public hearing is now closed. What's the wish of council?
Motion to approve an economic development agreement for Project Glides and to approve $12,500 in administrative cost for the building reuse grant.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
It sure is exciting to see expansion after the couple of years we've had. So
Thank you, Butch.
thank you, guys.
All in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next on our agenda is consideration of entering into a CDBG small business loan agreement with Divinity Donuts and Bakery LLC. Sally?
Yes, we have received a request for a small business loan in our CDBG funding. Every year we set aside a certain amount of dollars to be eligible for folks starting a new business to come in or to expand a business and seek a loan. Matthew and Elizabeth Harrington are in the process of creating Divinity Donuts and Bakery LLC, which will be located at 318 Bouchelle Street, which is the old Episcopal Church. They are looking to do donuts, cakes, cupcakes, pies, breads, cookies, coffee. I think long-term business plans, they'd like to possibly expand that to lunch, but currently it is just really centered on the donuts and coffee and the baked goods. They have provided us with their business plan with all of their information. They are asking for $30,000, which is tied to them creating one job for a low to moderate income person. They have told us in their business plan that they are looking at 3 full-time and 4 part-time employees for the hours that they plan on operating. So they do qualify. We believe that this is in compliance with anything in the City of Morganton Mission 2030 goals and what we would like to look at. I know that Lisa Helton is here tonight if you have any detailed questions about the plan. We have included the loan agreement And it is, and also their business plan in your packet of information.
What's the wish of council?
I'll enter a motion to enter into a 30,000 CDBG loan agreement with Matthew C. and Elizabeth M. Harrington, who will own Divinity Donuts and Bakery LLC, to purchase equipment for the new business.
I have a motion to have a second.
Second.
Any further discussion?
I'd just like to say that they're committed to Morganton. They built a brand-new house right next to the church, and I think that it is a great reuse of the church property because the building needed to have a lot of upfitting, and it survived it, and that's a lot of our history. So I think that's really good.
Thank you, Wendy. Any further comments? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next on our agenda is consideration of appointment to the Library Board of Trustees. Sally?
Yes, so former Councilman John Cantrell has been the council's appointment to the Library Board of Trustees since 2012. His appointment has recently expired, and they have asked for consideration to reappoint John, and this will be for an annual term and will come up each year.
What's the wish of council?
Motion to reappoint John Cantrell as the city representative on the Burke County Library Board of Trustees for a term to expire February 28th, 2022.
I have a motion to have a second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. We have one item that was placed after the agenda was printed, and that's consideration of declaring surplus ammo, 40 caliber ammunition surplus to the Iredell County Sheriff's Department. Sally, would you cover that?
Yes, I will. So earlier this evening, you approved a budget amendment to use seizure and forfeiture funds to do a gun replacement, a service weapon replacement for public safety. We will be switching to a 9mm caliber weapon, and so we currently have 40 caliber, and so we're looking to surplus that. Public safety has contacted other departments, and the Iredell County Sheriff's Department can use our 40 caliber ammo. They are offering to purchase that from us after we declare it surplus at the current North Carolina state contract price. With the amount that we have and the price that they are offering, and there's two different types, we would get $14,538, and then we would use that, of course, to replace this with the 9mm ammunition.
What's the wish of council?
Motion to declare current supply of 40 caliber ammunition surplus and authorize sale to Iredell County Sheriff's Department at a price of $14,538.
Thanks, Chris. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Chris. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Is there anything else to come up before council? Help out with the chili cook-off and the Easter egg drive-through. So anything else? We are adjourned.